Does the person you are with encourage you to read? You have to ask, what does he bring for me? Roses or books? If someone has a stake in making you better, that person will push you towards books. Books are what we all need. If there is one thing that we must not talk of as something very beautiful, is the coming of the next generation. It is not beautiful. It is not auspicious. It is not something to talk off with a smile. It is something to be talked off with an alarm. Somebody gets pregnant. That's not good news. That's almost catastrophic if you ask the rabbits and the lions. Teach the girls that their body is not an instrument to bear kids. Teach them that their self-worth is not at all linked to their motherhood. Teach them where the real fulfillment of life lies. And teach them that it is not in birthing or breastfeeding. Teach them creativity. Teach them love. Give them the kind of knowledge that would help them live truthfully. This is what you need to teach them. And teach this generation. Don't think of the future ones. Many of the kids that you teach today would probably go into the media tomorrow. Teach them to not to declare it a celebration when a celebrity gets pregnant. Teach them to avoid those fancy pics of baby showers, etc. Teach them to avoid headlines like these pictures of Samya and her newborn would give you baby goals. These amazing pics of the celebrity couple wedding in Italy would give you marriage goals. Teach them to avoid this toxic propaganda. We don't just procreate. We are made to procreate. A celebrity couple gives birth. My rabbits give birth. Same thing. But the media keeps splashing the face of this kid, this baby, incessantly. 1,000 more women are then influenced, rather compelled to give birth. The media is constantly telling you, look at this baby. This is what you need. This is what would give you happiness. This is what would give you the headlines as well. Now, what's there in that kid? All kids are the same. And the kid's ex-celebrity mother might actually be out of business these days, having no work. But the kid affords the headlines to her as well. So she is happy, you see. Otherwise, who would have talked of me? Who would have kept me relevant? But this one is keeping me fully relevant. So the parents now know what can give them some respect, some relevance, some attention. Teach the kids, Parmeshwari, that this is the worst way to become relevant. We all know that the biggest threat facing this planet, mankind today, is catastrophic climate change. And there are huge international conferences in which all kinds of diverse measures are discussed. And then there is a slew of recommendations. Experts, the so-called most intelligent people on the planet, come together and rack their brains to come up with solutions. But nobody ever dares to call out the huge elephant in the room, which is that the simplest solution to the problem of climate change is the control of human population. You don't need to do anything fancy to check climate change. Limit the number of human beings and the Earth's health will be restored very quickly. Nothing else is needed. The biggest contributor to climate change, rather the only contributor to climate change, is human beings and their consumption. Quantity multiplied by consumption per head. And both go together. The very occurrence of the quantity is because of a desire to consume. So it is not quantity multiplied by consumption. It is quantity square. Quantity multiplied by itself. limit the quantity, and everything will be alright. Quite simply, quite obviously. But nobody ever talks of this obvious step. Teach them this Parmeshwari. I'm not merely talking from a position of compassion. You know very well that if the forests are not there and the rabbits and lions are not there, you too cannot be there. It's an existential threat. And the threat is right on our head. It's happening faster than the scientific predictions, the forecasts are being overtaken. And if you want to teach them all this, you will have to teach them a lot of what I have been teaching you since the last many months. So now you know what to teach this generation. Teach them what I have taught you. That's all.